Welcome to the Author Spotlight podcast by Morpheus Publishing, an exciting new podcast hosted by Justine Martin, CEO and founder of Morpheus Publishing, a division of Justine Martin Corporation. Justine is an accomplished author, publisher, writing coach, and illustrator. She will guide you through the captivating journey of bringing your words to the world, crafting stories that matter, tales that inspire, and books that make a difference. In each episode, Justine and Morpheus Publishing will spotlight a new author who has published an amazing book in genres such as personal development, self-help, children's picture books, and memoirs. Through the help of Morpheus Publishing, these authors have turned their dreams into reality, and now, you get to hear their stories. Join us on this journey as we explore the world of writing, publishing, and the incredible stories that come to life through the Author Spotlight podcast.
Welcome back, listeners, to Morpheus Publishing's Author Spotlight. Today I've got with me Lachlan Terry. He's a proud Townsville local and emerging author who brings warmth, honesty and cultural pride to his storytelling. Through his debut book, Memories Belong to Me, Lockie shares reflections from his life, honouring the people and places that shape him. With deep connection to community and country, Lachlan writes from the heart, offering readers a window into his world. He was awarded a scholarship through Morpheus Publishing to bring his story to life and inspire others to share theirs as well. Welcome, Loch. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Justine.
Now, I should say to the listeners that you are a man with disabilities and that you have PLS. You were diagnosed initially with MS and then they discovered that it was the wrong thing and they diagnosed you with PLS, and that has affected your voice.
It has, yes.
Yeah. So sometimes I'll be answering some of the questions for Lachlan if he gets a little bit stuck in the middle of it, because I do know Lachlan very well and I've been working with Lockie now for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
He would say, yes, it's been a very long 2.5 years.
It's been a very fruitful 2.5 years, Justine.
It has, and Lockie gets the giggles up as well from time to time. So this episode's going to be full of lots of love and laughter, isn't it, mate?
It will be, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so now I've got to find my questions and we can get into it. So Lockie's recently had his book launch with Penelope up in Townsville, which I had the most wonderful time actually emceeing that event and putting it all together for you two authors. And we've already interviewed Penelope on the podcast. So now we've got your book, Memories Belong to Me. Can you tell us what inspired you to write Memories Belong to Me?
Well, I'm very keen on family history.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of research over the years on my family history, on both my dad's side and my mum's side.
Mm.
And I think it's an important thing to hand on to your children. And as well as that, a lot of other people in the community are interested in knowing about fellow community members.
Mm. It's like leaving a legacy to your family, isn't it? You know, I know that my great-grandparents immigrated to Australia in 1926, so nearly 100 years ago, and there's very little that's known about them, and they came all the way from China. Not that I'm Chinese, but we don't know anymore. You now have this all in a book that you can hand down through to the next generations.
Yeah, and even while I was writing this book, I have found further snippets of information over the last couple of years.
Yeah. And it's been a magical journey taking you on this from, you know, the concept of it 2 years ago after you finished writing. I should say that Lockie is a co-author of another book called Whispers of Resilience, Our Stories of Multiple Sclerosis. And he got the writing bug from there and it's just grown, hasn't it?
It has.
Yeah, for sure.
It's out of control.
I've created a monster.
Because I'm already working on my next book.
Which is fantastic. So the word belonger, what does that mean? And why is it important to be included in the title?
Well, as I explained to you, I spent quite a little bit of time thinking of or trying to think of a title for my book, and I couldn't find anything that I was really happy with. And I did this photographic essay for my mum about probably 15 years ago,
Mm.
and it told me the story of my mum's life in photos, starting from when she was a baby, and it was all in time order right through to the present day at that time. And I called it Memories Belong to Me as a little bit of a joke. And then when I was looking for a title for my own book, after I couldn't come to a decision, I thought to myself, well, Mum won't mind. I'll pitch the title of her book because it was never a published book. It was
No.
just a one-off.
And your mum passed away in the middle of you writing this book, didn't she?
Yeah, Mum passed away last year.
She was a
She,
good age.
she was. She was 100 years, 2 months and 14 days.
Wow. And you include her in the story as well as your dad. You went right back to when they were younger, and your mum's a remarkable woman. I would have loved to have met your mum. What a pioneer of her
She was.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I don't want to give too much away, but I want to give enough for to spark the readers. In the book is that your mum travelled through Europe in the 1950s as a single woman, which was
yeah,
very unheard of. And she's come from outback Australia to go to Europe. It must have been such a mind blow thing for her. She started
yeah,
over there. She travelled across to Perth in the train, wasn't it?
yeah, yeah.
And then sailed up to Europe and went through Europe. And I think her parents would have been so your grandparents would have been having pink
Oh,
kittens over it.
and they were worried because
Yeah.
she continually reassured them in letters home that she was consulting all the Australian embassies on the safety of where she was going.
Mm.
And
Yeah. And like it wasn't long past the war. I mean, it was what,
yeah, it was
6 years?
only early 50s would have only been 6 or 7 years after the end of the Second World War.
Yeah. Incredible woman. Absolutely incredible.
And there was still petrol and food rationing in England in those years that
Yeah.
she was there.
Yeah. So, how did it feel revisiting and writing about your cultural and family members?
Oh, it felt very good.
Mm.
Because a lot of people in this day and age, um, they just don't have any idea what it was like back then.
No, especially like even out bush to a certain degree, because this is all written about the majority of it about out bush. You didn't have any creature comforts. You didn't have anything that we have
Uh,
nowadays.
uh,
It's just remarkable the story of what.
Things have changed so much in the last 30 years, even.
Yeah, that's right. They have, computers, telephones, mobile phones. You didn't
Uh,
have any of that. Truly remarkable. Did it take you back into a time and you reminisced over everything and that you wanted to go back there?
oh, yeah. Oh, I'd go back to the bush in a heartbeat.
Mm,
I love living in the bush, but life is what it is.
that's right, Locke. And I should say to the listeners that when we sent Lockie's book off to be edited. There were quite a few phrases and sayings in there and words in there that the editor had no idea what it was. Now, I didn't even think twice about it because I grew up in the country as well, so I'm quite familiar with a lot of those terms and Australian slang. And so we decided, didn't we, Lock, that we better put a glossary in the back of the book because not everyone knows what all those words actually mean. I think there was only one, maybe two words in the whole book that I'm like, I got no idea what that word means, Lachlan. What does it mean? And we popped it into that glossary. So read the glossary first, is my suggestion, and then go and read the book so you know what all the words actually mean. So, what was the most challenging part of telling your story?
I didn't really find any of it challenging. Um,
Putting up
I,
with me?
I got mind blocks or writer's blocks or whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Where I suppose where I thought that I didn't have anything else important to say, and we both know where that was. That was about the 10,000 word level.
Yes, and the book ended
And
up how many?
we ended up with 70,000 words.
Yeah, so I would like to pat myself on the back here, Lockie, and say that I'm a pretty good writing coach to get an extra 60,000 words out of you. Because at 10,000 words, I remember you kind of saying to me, I think it's done. I've got nothing else to say. And I'm like, well, that's rubbish. What about this, and this? And they're like, oh, yeah. And then it just kind of grew branches and it went off from there. So, it was an absolute pleasure coaching you through this book. And then, obviously you came through the whole writing Morpheus Circle in a writing group. And so it wasn't just me that was spurring you on as well. It was the community that we've built in that writing group.
That's right. Yeah.
To get there. And you've made some pretty good friends along the way. And you catch up with them twice a month in the group and our group sessions, and then 2 times a month working with me one-on-one.
Have you ever thought about writing your own book? Join the Morpheus Publishing Writing Group program and turn your dream into reality. Contact Morpheus Publishing today and start your journey to becoming a published author.
So, how has writing this book helped you connect more deeply with your identity and community?
I suppose it's made me more aware that there are other people out there like me, have got a story to tell.
Yeah.
And I'm always on the lookout for those people now.
You are, aren't you? Because
well, I've noticed a couple of things since I've started writing. I've always been a reader, but when I read a book now, I'm always assessing the style of the author and how they've done something or how they've said something.
What style they've written it in, whether they've got pictures in the book. Or...
Exactly, yeah. You're always looking at how they've constructed their story. Whereas before I'd find a story interesting, but I wouldn't be analysing it.
Yeah, totally get that. As a publisher, I look and see the first page I turn to the copyright page and I look and see who was the editor, who was the publisher, all of that through there. So, yeah, totally get it.
And that's probably, it's made me more aware of other people and analysing how people write their story.
So we spoke about this at the launch, but I want to bring it up today. So both you and Penelope at the launch, so she wrote Observations from a Wheelchair, are both medically retired, so to speak, because of her MS, your PLS. Now, when someone asks you what you do, because you well, don't have to say, well, I'm disabled, I don't work anymore. What do you tell people, Locke?
Well, I haven't used the I am an I am an author badge yet, but I am going to have some business cards done up with words to that effect.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah,
'Cause I know when Penelope the other week turned around and said to someone, well, I'm an author. I've published a book, that all
yeah,
of a sudden, her comment was she thanked me for helping her with a dream that she didn't know she had. And
yeah,
I think the same can go for you as well there, Locke. You didn't know that you needed to write this book until you actually wrote it.
that's right. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And I know that you're now writing, what's next. You are started to write one of your mate's stories
yeah,
because he doesn't want to write it himself. So you're actually now writing that story into a book.
I am. And I've got a couple of other ideas boiling around in my head as well.
I can't wait to talk off camera what they might be. That will be good. Love it when authors decide after their first book that they want to continue writing more after that. Is there a particular story in the book that's closest to your heart?
Um, Probably the chapter about where I grew up and the history of that area.
Yeah. And do you want to tell the listeners where that is?
It is a little, or should I say, was a little railway siding called Stanford, between Hunan and Winton in Western Queensland,
In the middle of nowhere.
in the middle of nowhere, and it has reverted to nowhere because the railway line's been removed and all of the Stanford community have gone, apart from a school building that is still used as a community gathering spot.
Yeah.
There are no other buildings there anymore.
That's so sad. But the memories of it live on in your book.
That's right. Yeah.
And that has become a
Yeah.
part of history
Yeah.
for that. What do you hope readers take away from Memories Belong to Me?
Probably the sense of family history, because I've spoken to quite a few different people about their history,
Mm.
family history,
Mm.
and quite a few people don't even know much about the early life of their own parents, let alone their grandparents.
Yeah.
That they don't know what their mums and dads did when they first started working, perhaps, or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, and unless you ask your parents before they go, there's
That's
no
right.
way that you can find out either with it. So you had family at the launch?
I did, yes.
Yeah.
And two of my sisters,
Yep.
I my cousin's widow, she came up for it from Brisbane.
Mm,
My sisters came from Brisbane, and I had my son and daughter-in-law and two grandchildren there.
yeah. Yeah. Have they looked at the book yet?
They had.
And what have they said?
I've got a glowing report. They haven't finished reading it yet, but I've got a glowing report back from all of them.
Yeah. So good. So good. I mean, for the listeners that are listening on the podcast, they'll have to hop on the YouTube channel and see the big smile on Lockie's face when he does talk about his family and talking about memories belong me. What did it mean to you to be launching your book in Townsville?
It meant a lot to launch it in my own community because apart from my family, I had quite a few friends there,
Yeah.
and I know a few of Pennell's friends,
Mm.
so it wasn't as though we were amongst strangers.
No, it was
We
nice
were,
to be around
we,
family and friends.
we were, we, we were a group of family and friends, yes.
Right.
And
We all
and
wanted to see you do well.
and the room was full.
The room was full. It was such a
Yeah.
nice room, wasn't it? So picture this. Here we are in this room, full glass windows from floor to ceiling, surrounded by the big swimming pools
Yeah.
at Riverway Library in a very new building as well. It's only a few years old, and it wasn't overly hot. We did have the aircon blaring away, and we had the most delicious food that was made by one of my friends in Townsville, Alice. So it was such a great experience there.
Are you loving the podcast so far? Imagine the possibilities if you had Justine Martin guiding you through your writing journey. Whether you're crafting your next big book or perfecting a personal project, Justine's expertise can elevate your work. Don't miss out on the chance to work with a seasoned pro, ready to take your writing to the next level. Message us today and let's make your writing dreams come true.
So, what advice would you give someone who is thinking about writing a book, wants to share their story?
Just write lots of notes to start with, dot points if you
Yep.
like,
Yep. And then expand on them.
and expand on them. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. And get a good writing coach.
And when you've got all the dot points, when you've got a collection of dot points,
Yep.
just start writing.
How would you say having a writing coach helped your writing process?
Well, with the writer's block, yeah, that was a big obstacle for me because there's things that I didn't think were important. But as you said, the people that are going to buy this book don't know what they don't know.
Yeah,
And they don't know anything about what you know.
that's right. We got to put it in. You got to put
Yeah.
it in. Hence why we went
Yeah.
from 10,000 to 70,000 words.
Yeah.
How has being a part of Morpheus's community supported your writing? What did you get out of coming to Morpheus?
Just the diverse collection of people and the flow of ideas and the support from other people.
Yeah, there's encouragement there every couple of weeks.
Encouragement, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, and everyone gets excited when, someone else's book's about to be launched. And we normally do sneak peeks of the cover, don't we, before the outside world gets to see what the cover is and the impact that we think that cover's going to have and the feedback that we get back from everyone in the group and that as well. So you are a valuable member of our community in Morpheus Inner Circle Writing. So what's next for you? So we've spoken about writing your mate's book. You've got you got a world tour planned, I hear, Lockie.
Just a little world tour, just about around my own region. I'll travel up as far as Cairns, which is
4 hours.
4 hours away, and I'll travel down as far as Mackay, which is 4 hours away, and I will travel out as far as Yunnan, my old hometown, which is also about 4 hours west of Townsville.
Okay, so let's just put this into perspective. All right. That's a little world tour for you. Most people, let's say in Europe, would have been through maybe 3 countries in that period of time, if not 4 or 5 countries there. So you're going to go on a bit of a book tour and promote your book. And I know that I've got to put an order in this afternoon for you for another batch of books for you to take and sell.
Yeah.
which is fantastic. We are getting it into the Townsville libraries as well, and they've offered to put your book into their permanent collection in the history books. And that's an achievement that you should be patting yourself on the back for there, Locke, because
Thank you, Justine.
that really cements that it is a legacy piece
Yeah.
and that, in generations to come, when you're not here able to tell the stories of that era, that it's down on paper. And if you're sitting there listening at the moment and you are thinking about writing your own book and to leave a legacy to your family, just get in and do it, because once you're gone, those memories are gone forever as
That's right.
well. And we can't let that happen.
That is
I
right.
get really emotional about all of that. I mean, I lost my my mum, when I was quite young, and I'd love to know more about her. I would have loved to have read in a book about her life, what life was like before me,
Yeah.
in there, and her childhood and her teenage years and that. So contact us at Morpheus and we can steer you in the right direction and having your own memories belonger to me. Is there anything else you'd like to include in this chat, Lachlan?
No, I don't think so. All the advice I can give anyone is just writing, and then just get out there and promote it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the hard bit, is promoting it. Writing's the easy bit.
Oh, I don't know. I'll enjoy the process of promoting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got lots of ideas.
Yep, we love that. And you went out last week to a country music muster and sold a few copies out there as well. So, which is great. We love that. So anyway, if you'd like to purchase your own copy of Memories Belong Me, we will put the links to purchase those through the show notes. If you're listening on the podcast, if you're watching this on YouTube, it will be in the comments section as well. Any final words, Locke?
Thank you, Justine, and thank you, listeners.
You're more than welcome, Lachlan, and can't wait to interview you in the future for your next book that you've already started to write.
Looking forward to it, Justine.
So, listeners, pick up that book, Memories Belong to Me, and have a read, and we'd love a review back as well. Until our next author showcase, everyone, happy reading.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to the Author Spotlight podcast by Morpheus Publishing. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and found inspiration for your own writing journey. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to our podcast for more exciting content and author insights. Stay connected with us on social media at Morpheus Publishing and visit our website at www.morpheuspublishing.com.au to discover how we can help you bring your book dreams to life. Remember, don't wait. Take the first step now and turn your dreams into reality. See you next time.